watch, I'm about to bring the sun back. Forecast looking bright for the comeback. Can't ignore it, promise you can never sun that. I pray for it, get ready for the comeback.
What's good?
Man, for sure. No, my brothers and sisters, they get out of school at like 3, so I be picking them up and just getting them together.
My car broke down, so I have this guy, and he gave me a Maybach like rental, just like a loaner.
Oh yeah.
I like in the hopes that he thinks I'm gonna buy it probably, but
oh yeah,
it's got a
yeah.
price tag. It's $250K.
Oh shit, that shit done went up.
Yeah.
I like the sedan more, but like the truck is like a vibe. Like I actually drive the truck, but like I won't drive the car for real.
Is the sedan more of like one where you need like a driver?
Exactly.
Because I feel like the back seat's more lit.
The back seat on the sedan is like lit. First off, the sedan has way more space. Yeah. So it's like you sit in the back and it's really like.
So that one you need a driver.
Like even when I had bought the sedan one, I was like, okay, I don't want to be one of the people who got this and I'm driving it. I'm like, no, I bought it for the back seat. So
true.
I had got a driver back then when I got that car originally. I'm not a huge whip person, bro. Like, you know, that's just like, I want to buy a bunch of cars. Like nice cars or like just comfortable cars, but like.
What do you got?
I got a couple of Maybachs. Like I got the sedan, I got the truck. I got Tesla, Trackhawk, that's one of my favorites. Grand Wagoneer.
Nice.
So it's a truck, but
that's like a family car a bit too, right?
Yeah, but it's like it's got the captain seats, then there's a third row behind the captain seats. Like
that's a versatile collection. This one's you got the energy efficient, then you got the family kind of.
For a lot of videos and shoots, like they'll reach out, rent cars, like for whatever the vibe of the video is. But like for the album, the superhero video that me and Future shot, that was my Maybach truck, and we just took the doors off of it for the video, and they put them back on.
Well, we live in OC, so it's like an hour and a half to LA. So we just
love OC.
Top to bottom.
I say about 2 years and some change.
Damn.
In the moment, then, but looking back, it kind of was, you know. But in the moment, it's just like it was just continuous. Then I thought I would drop it. Then it'd be like, hold on, let's push it back. Let's do this, and let's do this. Push it back again. Like even the thing we shot with Morgan Freeman and Lakeith, like. We shot that like a year and a half ago.
We got to get into that too. But because yours like different. You're not like an actual, like you're not like a rapper, right? So how do you, when you're making an album, what do you look for in like the beats that you're like putting on the album? Like, are you really trying to make those beats like stand out since you're more of like a producer album? Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm a producer that doesn't rap. So it's like I have to speak through like the production of it. Basically.
That's what I mean, yeah.
You know, so it's not even like a lot of those beats, they don't start out like that in the beginning. Like a lot of them will just be like skeletons of stuff, like ideas, you know what I'm saying, just to get like idea going. Then an artist might, they might do some ideas on it and I'll go back in and like, you know, fuck with it some more or have another producer come in on it, fuck with it some more or then do that and then have the artist go back in on it, like, you know, a lot of times when I make beats, it's just like how when I was in high school, like I'll just make them, just like making them. And, you know, a lot of times, like while I'm making them, you might get an idea like, yo, so-and-so might sound real good on this. Or like when I'm in the mode for an actual album, it'll be like, okay, what do we need? What are we lacking? What do we need more of? And I'll just more so like go in on that, like more focused. But generally just making beats, I'll just make them and it'll be like, oh, this could be cool for so-and-so. Or I might be in the studio with somebody and just make something on the spot, like just in the vibe, like, you know. Yeah, or a lot of times, like, situations like that, I'll have different artists do the same beat. Sometimes they'll know, sometimes they won't. And I'll just, well, when it comes to my albums, because it's like just composing and putting everything together, it'll be like, I just really take the best of both or whatever they did and kind of try to like build something out of it.
Has there ever been like any crazy wars over like some of your beats? Because I know that's a thing, right? Like you'll send the beat out to like different people and then do people try to buy it off you and like outbid each other? If it's like, because you've made some legendary beats. Like I'm sure that's got to happen sometimes.
Thank you. But yeah, in the past, you know, there's been times where certain people have had a beat and then somebody else wants to put it out and wants to do this. Or, you know, sometimes like an artist, somebody will have a beat and I might not have heard what they did or they might not have really said anything about it. And then it comes out somewhere else. They're like, yo, I was going to use that. Was like, you got to let me know that because if you don't say anything, like this shit gotta move. Cause when I was younger, I used to like, anytime I knew somebody rapped on the beat or even had it, I won't send it out to anybody else. And like a song or something might never come of it. So then it's just like, damn, I just wasted that shit. Yeah. And I did that for years. So now it's just like, I feel like I'm in a different place now with a different kind of like respect and communication where we're just like, okay.
Because people must catch feelings too, right? Like I always wonder that, like it's such a craft. Like, do people get offended?
You keep it real and be like, hey,
that?
bro.
Oh yeah, that's the only way. Yeah, that's the only way, bro.
But you can't get away with that at the beginning, right?
Yeah, I mean,
like now it's like they're gonna listen to you.
They'll listen more, but even like more so in the beginning, like I'm gonna let you know what I think. And I feel like over the years, like the past decade, I've grown from more of a beat maker role into more of a real like producer role, to where like giving you feedback. I might give you some bars. I might help you start this off. I might let you know like, yo, this was hard, but you started to lose me halfway through. Let's just fix that up and then keep it going. And I feel like that's like just as important, if not more important, than like just making the beats. You know, I can't just sit there in the studio and you just rapping on the beat and I might not like it like that. And I'm just like, just going with it. Just like, okay, fuck it. Like, we'll go to the next one. Like, no, like we got to try to make something out of it. Really, with a lot of people on the album and a lot of people I collaborate with often, like people like Future or Thug or Travis, even Gunna, like I've came up, especially with like Future, Thug, and Travis, like we've came up together type of thing. It's a different level of respect and camaraderie and like just chemistry overall. Like I feel like it's all about the chemistry. That's why I work with those kind of people like more often, because it's just like, I feel like the vibe and the chemistry is like the core of just making good music. Cause like we're all comfortable, we all respect each other, and we have a common goal. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even really be like a, yo, you gotta do something for me now. And also I'm not one of those producers or just somebody that's like, I'm just trying to take all these songs for myself, or like an artist has to worry like, oh, we get in the studio with Metro, he gonna be trying to take every song for his album or do this. Like, I'm here as a producer first to serve you and serve the people in the purpose of putting some fire out. Me doing my own projects, that's something I love to do, something I love to do on the side. But if it's ever a moment like an artist wants a song or something like that, then I don't hesitate to just be like, that's cool, because I know I could just make some more shit. It always works out.
How does it work on this album? Is it all you like producing everything, or are you collabing with people on beats? Oh,
collaboration. Like I make, as far as like my producer albums like this and Not All Heroes Wear Capes, it's like more of like a collaboration party. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm calling all my artist boys, my friends, and producers as well. And we're just like banging out beats, bouncing ideas off of each other. I feel like just the art of collaboration as a whole, like through my whole career, like I've gained and learned so much from that. And I enjoy it so much, especially with people I really respect and rock with. So yeah, the whole album is just me collaborating with other producers that I love and look up to, you know, Alan Ritter, Honorable C Note, D Rich. I don't want to start naming people, so many. But you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we just rock out, just like back in the day. I'll say everybody's pretty much patient. I'm saying I feel like they trust the method like behind the madness, because they've seen it before. They've experienced it with me working on their projects and just different things. The first song that really changed my life.
First song you produced on or put out yourself, yeah.
I'll say it was a song back in the day that Future had called Karate Chop. Honest, oh, that too. Shout out Spence. I produced that with my brother DJ Spence. But yeah, just that time in that era, that's where things started to like kind of like start to begin to snowball. I wouldn't even say snowball yet, but like begin to. Like, you know
what was the story behind that song?
So Future, I used to always send beats. Shout out my boy Propane, he used to manage me. But when I lived in St. Louis, I used to always send Propane beats for Rocco all the time. And you know, Rocco had Future signed. So I would always send him beats for Rocco. I would flood his email all the time. I was like 16, 17. I would flood his email just with beats.
How many beats at a time would you send?
Back then, bro, probably like 15, 20 just at a time. Wow. So like, I was always flooding with beats. And I had been heard about Future. He had the No Way Out mixtape. Like I was rocking with him, 1000. But he had dropped Dirty Sprite 1. And I remember, I think I was like in 11th grade, and they just took me over, bro. It went from always sending beats to Rocco, even though I was still a big Rocco fan, to I was always sending beats for Future. Then 30 beats for Future, just sending them. So then one day I was at home, and Propane and Future had called me like, yo, we fucking with some of these beats, woo. So they had did a song called Hard. And I was in 12th grade. So then I had graduated high school, and I had moved out here to Atlanta to go to school at Morehouse. So at the beginning of the semester, they put the song out called Hard. And I remember like walking around on campus, cars would be driving by playing that shit.
That's so lit.
And it was like fucking my mind up.
Did you know? Did you know, or did you just hear it?
No, I knew.
They told you like, yo, we're using it.
For sure. I had knew. So the song came out on the mixtape. It was going crazy. And then from that point, now that I'm in Atlanta, me and Future in the studio every day. Like I would split up my time every day. From school, I would go to the studio with Future. I'd go stop at the studio with Gucci. I'd go to the studio with Scooter. And that was like my everyday like thing. Being in the studio with him every day, he did Karate Chop at the same time. And I remember when he was playing it, it was just so different. Like the beat, I'd be biased to a lot of my beats sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm biased to the beat, kind of like, I might not like the song. So, and how he approached the song was so different. I remember at first, like I would tell him too, like, man, I don't know. Like, it wasn't even nervous. It was just like, with me and him, it was just like a certain bond that like brotherhood just from day one. Something just unspoken, you know what I'm saying? And just a respect for each other. Of course, like over time, the respect grew. Like when we first did Monster, where like the first project of his, like executive produce type thing. And I remember we were in the studio one day and I told him, I was like, yo, you should let me EP this shit. Like, what's up? And he was like, you sure you ready for that? I was like, hell yeah. Shout out TM on that Coding Crazy beat. That shit, legendary. That's really how it started. And I feel like, and shout out to Esco, we all did that shit together. I feel like once that had popped off and just had the cultural impact it did, it was just like, okay, this is just how we rocking now. But even to do that, like I was in the studio with Gucci every day, because Gucci gonna rap on 1,000 beats, but you can only put so many out. So like we were doing so many songs, and I've never really met anybody else that like work like how they do as far as like making so many songs. I feel like so many artists coming up then watch like Gucci and Future like just work, make so many songs every day. Now that's like what everybody tries to do, or like what everybody does. So like they were both just every day like 5 to 7 ideas every day, like every single day. They're living in the studio every day. So I feel like that's a part of where that came from for me, or even people like Thug coming up. And that's why I thought the same way. Thug live in the studio, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what's the craziest studio party?
I feel like it's the same, like even with me, like I feel like it's times and modes. Like you might come in the studio with Future one day and it's just him and the engineer and some candles lit. And it's just dark. Future gonna have the studio dark every time anyway. Damn near pitch black and he got shades on. I still don't know how he does that, but you know what I'm saying? So it'll be like that some days, or just some days that have a lot of the guys in there, or same thing with Gucci. Gucci, it used to be a lot of folks at the studio.
Like, is there every time you just walked in the studio and you're just like, whoa, like?
Honestly, it wouldn't even be that many girls in the studio as you would think. Or it'd just be how like, you know, the homies, like family, shit like that. Like, it'd mostly be that. You know, it'd be some vibes sprinkled in at times, but it wouldn't just be like a straight party all the time, because like they in there working. I'm from St. Louis, born and raised. I feel like it's a lot of similarities. And just even the music, like coming up, I always been a fan. Or even like from somewhere like St. Louis, which they consider the Midwest, but it's kind of like at the bottom of the, but so it's like, it's not like we just super regional like LA or New York. We caught some of everything. We was listening to everything from Dipset to West Coast, The Game and Snoop and them, to down south. We listening to UGK, we listening to everything. So I feel like I always done rock with everything they done did in Atlanta though. Outkast to Lil Jon to, I can't even start naming names. Yep. And everybody talk about Atlanta now, but I feel like it's just been like that for a long time. Like you gotta think, like I was in 6th grade when D4L and shit was out, and they still running shit. Like the city is still running shit. So it's like,
It's actually insane how many people are out of Atlanta.
I feel like it's just the flavor, like it's just like, it's just so much flavor. Even geographically, like how Atlanta laid out is different from most cities. Because like, an artist, a rapper, like they not here to be a role model. They not here to promote nothing. They really like, I look at rap, even from Tupac back then, it's like my favorite rapper all the time. It's, you really like a reporter, just letting niggas know what's going on. Whether you're still in the street or not, like it's up to you to like let the world and everybody know like what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's more than that. And then like, even how Atlanta laid out, like in a lot of cities or a lot of other states, it'll be like, you'll have the city and then the hood, it'll be like 20 minutes away or something like that, 30 minutes away from the city. Like here, like it's intertwined. Like downtown, like wherever you at, like that shit is 5-6 minutes away. So I feel like it's just always got that presence and it's just deeply rooted.
Another big guy you worked with obviously is 21 and coming off that big album now. How did you guys originally meet?
Savage, even before I knew him as 21 Savage, everybody know him as Lil Man. So
As what?
Lil Man.
Lil Man.
Lil Man, like Lilman. So like back then,
How long ago was this?
2013 or 14, something like that. So like he didn't even rap back then. First off, every time I see this nigga, he wouldn't even speak. He wouldn't talk. He wouldn't be a little dap. That's it. But like he wouldn't even say nothing. But he would always be with shout Fat Man Key, my boy Key, and our boy Q, who rap too. So like he would be around. You always see him. Like it's just like circles. My boy Man Savage, and he would be around like with Sonny and everybody. Like we all just had like, it's hard to explain, but just from around the way and shit. So we just see him. So one day we doing this Billboard shoot. Billboard was doing like a write-up on like just upcoming Atlanta shit. Like I remember they had me, Sonny, McConan, Childish Major, just a bunch of shit from that time. And I remember he was at the shoot, but he wasn't at the shoot like to be in the shoot. Like he was holding somebody else down type shit. So we in between shots, we just chilling. And he like, hey, I'm finna start rapping. Send me some beats. He just said it. So then I was just like, I had been new, bro, from just being around. So I was just like, shit, all right, fuck it. And
like you don't want to not send 21 beats.
No, it ain't even like that. Like he just intimidated me or something. It was just like, I don't know, I guess it was God. But people do that all the time. And I don't always send people beats. I forget or something, but just something was over me. I had sent them some beats, and one of them was the song called, I think it was Drip Drip. He put on his first mixtape. Was it Slaughter King? Slaughter King on his first mixtape. I think that was the right tape, but it was his first tape. And me and TM made the beat. He ended up putting that on there. And from there, we just started to slowly like build like we had did Savage Mode, and then just after that, we was just locked all the way in.
It's crazy to see his evolution.
Yeah, no, it's a blessing.
Like it's insane. I remember, I don't know, just like his old interviews and shit, like to now it's like he's just evolved so much as like, I guess like a businessman even, and like
everybody talks about his evolution and just how crazy it is. Like it wasn't just no overnight shit. Like I seen his evolution. Like back when we did that, it was still live mixtape days. Like this is before streaming and like Apple Music and shit. That's why I put him in there like with the category that I put like Pluto and Thug and Trav. Like I put him in that because it's like we came up together type of thing, grew together. Like, you know what I'm saying? I watched him grow. He watched and helped me grow as a producer and as somebody like putting albums together. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Anytime if he do something and it's like, that shit is hard, that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see him win, period. I know who he is, you know what I'm saying? And got love for him and who he is just as a person, as an artist, as anything, even as a fan of him. Like, I just want to see you win.
Does the rap game ever get like political like that? Ever?
I mean,
Any
it's always
experience
political.
with that?
Yeah, it's always political.
With like artists or like more like on the business label side or?
Both, but with artists too.
Yeah.
With artists too. I feel like in my younger years, I'm 29 now. So back then when I was doing more like just people's songs all over the place and shit, it was I was doing a lot of shit, but I had got to the point eventually to where I really only work on now like what I'm passionate about. So it's like I'm not just out here just collecting anybody money, or you're a huge artist and you got some money, or it's a huge opportunity and just work. Like I gotta be passionate about and be a fan of you and your music, rock with you, who you are as a person. And because I know how important it is just for that chemistry and just for that raw, natural, organic vibe, like what kind of music comes out of that. Like we're in the studio and it's not like work, it's just effortless. And the songs just making themselves. I definitely do. And that took some years of accumulating, you know.
What do you got?
Yeah, a lot of shit, bro. Just from, and I've never been like the flashy type, so it's like only people who know me or know that. Like even shout out Eliante, my jeweler. Been rocking with him for 10 years now. Like it's him and other like my boys who artists who like really know me. They always say, and they'll be like, they be like, bro, people don't even know how crazy your collection is. My taste ain't like everybody else's taste. Like I like to buy like more like classy rather than gaudy type of shit. Just over the years, like how the clubs work out here, like with the strip club, it's like it ties hand in hand with the music game.
That's what I was gonna say. It must be inspiring sometimes. Like you got to go to the strip club to get inspired.
It's a big part. Like, man, me and Thug used to do songs, and like as soon as we get done doing it, like this is when we still had CDs. Like, I'll burn a CD on the computer, and we'll go to the club, take it to DJ. Like, yo, let's go hear this shit,
so
see what's
lit.
going on.
Oh my God.
And
Like,
you just watch the strippers' reactions?
Yeah, watch everybody's reaction. You know, vibe out, throw some money, get everybody hype. And
That's
it's
so
like,
cool.
okay, you feel me?
What a job.
That's
Even now, like for this album, like there were a couple songs that won't do the CDs now, but I done airdrop to DJs probably like a year ago when I thought it was gonna come out, and they done played them in Magic. And after that, I done left, and then been other nights people done called me like, yo, they ain't playing the song again. So like, yeah, man, it's a big part. It goes hand in hand. So like, from years and years of going back to these places and showing love, and they show love back, you build like just relationships, and you know.
Is there a rapper that was pushing for too many strip club tests? Like every time you make a song, it's like, all right, strip club test, and you're like, bro, this one's a banger. I don't think we gotta. Anyone that
I don't even think it's anybody ever just be pushing for a test. Like a lot of times we'll go, like just to go and vibe. Not always like just a test thing, but sometimes we might just go there and then might not be for that, and then just being there for a minute and be like, feeling good, like, yo, let's have them play this. Like, you know, it just happens in the vibe. Even if they not feeling it, they gonna make you feel like, they gonna make you think they feeling it.
Yeah. She's telling you she loves the hi-hats and shit.
Strip club here for us, it's more like a regular club. Still flooded with regular people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Still, it's like the dancers on the side type shit, you know?
I want to ask, what was the making like of like your producer tags? Because you got some of the coolest ones.
Yeah.
How many different ones do you have? Like
man,
Metro, Trust You, I'm gonna shoot you.
On the on the superhero, before the song drops, I have Anthony Starr from The Boys, who plays Homelander. He has like a monologue, like it's on the intro. So I put the instrumentals out too. So these kids are just so smart and creative. They take the beats and now they're just putting all kind of villain monologues on there. Like I've seen the Riddler, I've seen the Joker, they just keep putting all kind of stuff on there, and they all sound crazy. They cut them and make them fit perfect, and it's just like, damn. That's why I say shout out Anthony Starr. He didn't have to rock with that like that. I remember we had to send him the song. They're like, okay, he has to approve it, okay? And he had rocked with it. He didn't show love, posted the album since then. And that was big for me because like I'm a huge fan of the show. You know what I'm saying? So, man, the Migos, when I first moved to Atlanta and I had dropped out of college the first semester, I moved in with Sonny Digital, and shout out to Sonny. He let me sleep on his couch, sleep on his floor for however long I needed until because I dropped out of school, so it's like, where I'm gonna stay? I'm not in a dorm anymore. So he let me rock out until eventually I got my own spot. But back then it was his apartment, we used to call it 516. And that's where everybody would come through because he had the studio set up. One side of the room, he had like a production setup to make beats. The other side was one to record. So we'd be in there all the time. And he already had knew the Migos and them because they are from Gwinnett, from like back in the day. So they would come over a lot. We would vibe. I remember they had put the Bando song out. They was really bubbling in the city. It was the 18 and up club we used to go to called Mansion Elon. We used to go to every Friday. And it would be me, Sonny, all our folks. The name of our shit was Forbes Atlanta back then. So it'd be Forbes Atlanta, and they was YRN. And we would just go to Mansion every Friday, show out, go crazy. I remember the first time we all been to LA, first time in our life was all together. And we just built a bond from back then, bro, and I always just kept it solid. And it's like we were all just growing. So like my relationship and roots with them, like them always gonna be my brothers. I love all three of them niggas. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like that shit fucked me up. Like it still fucks me up every single day. Every single day, cause it's like a nigga like Take is literally I always done said Takeoff is the perfect example of how everyone should live their life. Like just as a human being. You feel me? So like it's tragic when things like that happen to anybody you know or love to fuck with, but to happen to somebody like him, it's just like, damn, not like, can't be you. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's hard, bro. It's hard. It's still hard. Like, I don't know how everybody else react to it, but me, I've been praying ever since, bro. Still praying every day. I pray for his family. I pray for everyone around him. Like, I pray for him every day, bro. Cause like, just that feeling, like it's just indescribable, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Just for unexpected tragedy to happen to just such a beautiful soul, it's like you can't even fathom, like, man, it's just crazy, bro.
Is there any type of like solution to like what's going on with like rap and like violence right now?
Man,
I guess it's not just in rap. I mean, people are killing
it's
each
just
other.
life. Like everybody tries to put the emphasis on rap, and I feel like it's not even rap. It's just the world we living in.
I guess those are just the
like,
stories that are
shit
just
like
being
that
pushed
happen
to
to
us.
niggas every day that's not famous. People, it's mamas and brothers and sisters crying every day over senseless violence that's not about no rap shit. It's just the world we living in, bro. Like, I just be praying for everybody, bro. Man, I've been working on the album so long, so like I've had the game shit on the side, but I finally finished it, so now I just been locked in on the new Call of Duty. Always playing 2K around the clock, always. It's a good recreational tool and exercise. I feel like the video game keep you in the house. That's a huge thing. Keep you in the house, keep you safe. It's free, keep you from spending money. Like it's too many. It's fun. Yeah, I love to just sit at home and just play the game and unwind. You feel me?
I guess there's two styles for the way you work with people, but what's like the most that you've ever like charged or sold a beat for? Don't have to say who.
It's up there. It's definitely up there. But like,
what's the price tag?
Probably just want something. I feel like when it got to the point where it started getting like that, I just, like I said, I mostly work with people like stuff I'm passionate about. So like,
so you're not really selling beats.
I'm not about to be like, oh yeah, Future, give me 100,000 for this beat. Like, it's never about the money with me. So like, it's not a factor. I don't care. I'll do this shit for free. Like, I don't care. Point, we just do like, cause I guess they got labels and stuff's technical. Like, we'll just do swaps. It'll be like, I don't want no money for this beat, but like on my album, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's just swap it out and it's already cleared and stuff. So that's mostly how I do stuff. Yeah.
I know you obviously like to show everybody love, but who's been the most passionate guy you've worked with? Where it was like they would stay there and do the track 100 times until it was the best one.
Passionate. Damn, you trying to get me in trouble.
It's a strong word too, passionate.
Where I've never seen.
A lot of people I work with like that, because I'm definitely like that. So even if you're not on that, I'm on that. And I'm going to ask you to do it a bunch of times until it's like, oh yeah, that's it. And that makes all the world of difference. But somebody that's already on that, I could think of off the top, the Weeknd, definitely, without a doubt. And I feel like that's why me and him always like click on this level, because it's like,
could turn that song on at any time. Like it's a banger. Song slaps so hard.
He does, bro.
I love Low Life.
Cash was always rocking with me for years. I always knew Travis first, and I guess Travis had like linked us up. It's a long time ago, probably like maybe rodeo days, something like that. Even after that, you know, me and Cash will always stay in touch. Like they weren't managing me or anything yet, but we always stay in touch. And I remember he came with the Low Life thing, like, yo, we need to do this. Woo, he came with that play, and he would just come with stuff like that, and I remember when he first had sent me some of Nav's SoundCloud songs. And I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. It's built like a bond and just a rapport just from there. And then, you know, we just started really doing business together and it just snowballed into that.
You ever made beats with Nav? I know you guys did the album, but
Oh yeah, for sure. Me and Nav made a lot of beats.
the album's
Without
fire
a
too. I
doubt.
love that album.
Oh, that Perfect Timing?
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate that. Yeah, I fuck with Nav.
Yeah, Nav's dope.
I really I've been so locked in on the album and everything. Like, people wouldn't even believe like how detached I be like from online. You know what I'm saying? I might be around people and just hear a little this and that about stuff and just pray for him too. You know what I'm saying? Praying for everybody, bro. Like, that's it.
I think everyone kind of has that look on it now.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you might say or do certain things that I might not agree with, you know what I'm saying? But I've never really been one for the culture or just like, I could easily not agree with what you're saying and just be like, okay. One of the biggest things with me is, because I'm a producer, so I like sounds, I like textures. So like your voice, that's the first thing with me. Because I'm a student of the game, so like growing up, I already know that all the classic and biggest artists that we've had, like to really be an artist that's really gonna stay, anybody could just get a song or have a hot album or something, but like if you're really gonna stay, you've gotta have like a voice of your own. Like no matter what, we can't read no track list or no Apple Music, no Spotify, nothing. You come on this track, I gotta be able to know it's you. Your distinct voice. And so that's the biggest thing with me. Today is so many finesses, the right variables they might have a song, one little part, say the right thing, end up on TikTok, now you're doing shows, doing this. Like that just be happening, but I'm talking about like the real shit, like somebody you're gonna talk about now and 10 years from now.
Because it's so hard to stay in the game, bro.
It's the hardest part. It's not getting in, it's like staying in this shit. I don't feel it hurts the music industry. I feel like it's the kids being creative. I feel like TikTok don't harm the music industry, but the music industry trying to bend over backwards for TikTok hurts the music industry. Bro, you don't know how many like A&Rs and just rooms, even fly on the wall, just rooms I've been in with people and they'll just be like, yo, yeah, we need a TikTok song or we need to have it this fast so it's on TikTok or what's the TikTok? It's just, they bring it up too much. It's like, we in the kitchen, why are we talking about TikTok? Why are we talking about the app? That's all they thinking because they see how quick it is, like the instant like gratification. The biggest of everybody you could think of, them and the people with them are in the studio talking about TikTok. It's not even all the artists' fault. It'll be like their labels, shit like that. They'll be like, they just so TikTok focused, but it's like, I feel like even for this album, I've never even had a TikTok, but I've seen how many TikToks and people will be like, yo, this trending on TikTok from the album, this trending like, but that just comes from like, just focus on making good shit instead of trying to like cater finesse to some, but the kids, one thing I done learned, and I think I heard Pharrell say in an interview so long ago when I was younger, like the kids are always gonna sniff out the good shit no matter what. So like, if you just focus on that and just bring in the shit, then, and TikTok is where the kids is at. So you put out a good album, it's just going crazy on there versus you trying to like cater and like kind of like fake. You know what I'm saying? Man, what?
See, I posted that on our podcast and I said, I don't think that type of behavior should be tolerated from a podcast host.
Oh, it shouldn't?
I don't think so. We gave him a strike though. We didn't give him a suspension right off the bat, but
it's just one strike.
I'd say so.
It's a flag, red flag, yellow flag.
Yeah, big yellow card.
Yeah.
Not a red card, but
not a red card, but a yellow card. Like back in the day in school, they'll put the yellow card in your shit.
I was gonna ask too, what do you think is the most important thing when it comes to like producers building themselves to be like a reputable name like you've done? Because not every producer has like a name. You know what I mean? Like everyone's kind of just like a ghost producer or whatever you call it.
Right.
What do you think is the biggest thing that you did to like build a like Metro Boomin the name for yourself?
I would say
branding it and stuff, you know?
I would say, aside from the visibility, I say that's probably like number 2. So like back then, shout out my boy Cam Kirk, we had this vision where like me and him used to always talk, bro, and this is 10 years ago. And he's a cameraman, but we would be together all the time. So all these sessions I'm going to with Gucci and Thug and Future, everybody, he's always with me. So we would always talk about, like, we talked about it back then too. That's why it's crazy right now. It's full circle. I told him one day, I was like, what if we can make this shit like I'm as big and visible like as an artist, but like without rapping? Cause producers have done it with rapping, but like we would shoot our own videos. Like even like off that album, there's some more video with Thug. We shot that in my garage in my apartment back then, in my townhouse. Like it was stuff like that. It would just be like.
So you're saying like shooting a lot of content, like
Yeah,
showing
like we
you
would shoot
like
vlogs.
working? Yeah.
Even me and Southside bullshitting, barbecuing. We'll shoot vlogs, making beats. We'll shoot our own videos. Pull up on Thug, shoot a video. Pull up on Rich Homie Quad, shoot a video. Pull up with Future, just shoot a video. We'd take a lot of pictures, and that evolved into me starting to DJing. I was DJing for Thug, and then doing shows, the rodeo tour with him and Travis, and then just started evolving to like a people interested in Metro thing. So like that's part of it, but the biggest thing I'll say is for a producer to lock in with an upcoming artist, because you just build that from the bottom with, because I mean, it's easy to, you could be like, yo, I want to get some beats to Drake or Future or Kanye West, and that's cool. You could get, there's a lot to gain off of that. I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that, but the chances of that are slimmer, and the payoff, you'll still like, you'll get a look off of that, but I mean, Kanye gonna be Kanye, Future gonna be Future, Drake gonna be Drake, with or without your beats. Like as a producer, it's not as much proven as like you coming up with somebody fresh. You know what I'm saying? So then this artist blows up, they get their leverage, you got your leverage, because these labels and companies, everybody see you blew this artist up. So it's like, it's way more respect in that, and just way more leverage, just all the way around, like working with an upcoming artist. That's why producers always ask me like, yo, what can I do? What can I do? And I'd be like, lock in with somebody coming up like you, bro. Like, I promise.
Right,
So
right.
have your eye on someone and try to like grow with someone.
Yeah, grow with somebody. Bro.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. You don't get to like build a name like Metro Boomin without obviously having the talent. That's a given. But you're obviously, you understand the business and what it takes to build that brand, right?
Yeah.
That's a tough thing for everyone to have.
It is,
To have
bro.
the talent and the intelligence, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like I'm blessed with that. It's a blessing.
Yeah. How do rappers like go through beats and stuff? Are they just opening folders and just
But they'll fuck around and have an email or something that their engineer or some got, and like it'll be an email that producers they already fuck with send beats. Like he might have an email, like all these people like Weezy, everybody they'll pull up, but he might have an email where like Weezy, Jacob, me, Southside, everybody know to like send some stuff, and they might be in the studio some night, just want to hear some fresh shit, like pull up the email, see who sent what. But back then it was a lot more like just submissions type thing. You know what I'm saying? And I was doing all that. Like, bro, I've been on Twitter since 2009. I was submitting beats to everybody, bro. Like every fucking body. I'm sending you 20 pay. I'm sending you everything. Like just hoping, praying you rap on one of these motherfuckers.
how do you get their attention in that email? Is there any trick to that? Like name
I
the
used to think
Dropbox
it
folder,
was. I used to
something?
type all kind of stuff that at the bottom I have like credits of other artists I didn't produce for, like write a whole everything. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I probably ended up working with most of them, but just at the time, like, I mean, you gotta think they just got so many people sending beats, Maybe they didn't get them. Maybe the vibe and the circumstance went right. Maybe they just went hard like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But even to this day, like I'd rather just be in a room with an artist. Cause even with artists, sometimes I have to play so many beats before we get to something that they like. Different artists are different, but somebody like Savage, like, he real picky with beats. His logic, he always explain to me, is like, he don't want to waste no time, so it'd be like, it just be certain beats that he know he want to rock with, because in his mind, he trying to make every song hard. You know what I'm saying? Which I understand, so yeah, we'll just sit there for a while just going through them. I mean, I got a couple side projects that I'm working on that's not what people would be used to. And even this album, like, just sprinkled in, this album and the last one, just sprinkled in certain, like, elements just to let people know, you know, but I've just never, for my own albums, wanted to just take, like, a hard left turn. And it's like, oh, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be weird. Like, you gotta let people grow with you. Every time I just throw a little more of this in there, throw a little more of that in there. But, I mean, I've done some other type stuff, for sure, like.
Like, do you ever make, like, any pop beats or anything like that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yes, but just the word pop, I'm trying to think of like what you even call that, like, but I know what you
tell them. Just sometimes like the fruity songs, like they do slap, like old Taylor Swift or like
I remember we were working on After Hours with Abel. We was working on After Hours, and we was in the studio in Toronto, and I told him, I was like, yo, I always fuck with how sometimes you do like them like dance like type. I was like, I'm trying to do one of them. Like, what's up? And he started like humming out this bass line, and I just started like do some drums with it, and I played the bass line out, and he did the whole demo on it, and it was crazy. And it ended up being Faith off of After Hours.
Nice.
So like, I love doing all kind of stuff. I did Stay Flow and Solange's album. That was a fire experience. She's definitely one of the most creative and like passionate, like that level I told you like that he's on, like as far as like music and how much you care and how much you put into it, like she's on that level. And so that was fire. I mean, I got all kind of stuff that's just, I'm just waiting to unleash that's in all of those lanes. Like, I just love music. I don't like to put no label on it, none of that. I feel like for years, like I've always felt like everybody try to like put me in a box. Or they'll be like, okay, cool, he's the best trap producer, and give him like a pat. You know, like we'll let you have that, but that's it. And it's like, whoever said, I never even said I was that. Like I'm.
Who does that, the public or people in the business?
I mean, both. Like, I mean, mostly like the public and, you know, just the internet and shit. But like, I've used it to fuel me to be like, okay, now I'm gonna show y'all something. Or even like with this album, like, okay, now I'm gonna show you something. And I just then used it to like keep, you know what I'm saying? It's made me like, I work out now, so I'll go to the gym. It used to be like 6, 7. I go at 11:30 now. Cause my trainer, he got another job now, so that's just the time now. I might make some beats before, make some after, in the shower after, make some beats, and just go with the rest of my day. But yeah, I still make beats all the time, like, cause it's what I just love to do. Like, it's fun for me, so it's like.
How do you stay like getting creative when making beats now? Like, is there anything you do when you're like in a slump?
Man, that's a good question, because I used to get stumped on that, but I had unlocked and figured out, like, which was a lot of inspiration on this new album, was like just listening to shit that I loved growing up. And that's where I've been getting my inspiration. You know, like I said, like it's in my IG bio, student of the game. Like, I mean that. I'm listening to all this shit I love growing up and just soaking it in. And not trying to copy it, but it's like, it's just inspiration. It's just like, just peeping the methods and the techniques and just the shit they were doing, you know? And you mix that in with a lot of new ways we got today, and you get just fresh shit. Anytime if I feel like that, I'll just go listen to some shit. Might take a drive, throw an Outkast album on, then get inspired, go back to the studio. Tim's. I hit her up. I'm definitely sending her some beats. But I just love her voice, bro. Just the texture of her voice is just gives me chills. I know some more people. Shit. I mean, I wish Prince and Michael Jackson was around. I think about that all the time. Like, damn, I always wanted to work with DMX too before he passed. I'm a big DMX fan. Like, had the CDs. Like, I used to wear, like, from the dollar store, they had like the dog collars. Man, I used to wear that shit. All that shit, like DMX. And like I said earlier, he's got like one of them voices. I'm big on the voices, bro. It's about the voice. Like, so like with a unique voice, like as a producer, you could build like a soundscape around there, or like, it's like painting, or like when I'm making a beat or working on a song or something, and imagining that voice in there, and just like the combinations, it's just like, you know. One thing I can't think of with that, which is actually, I guess it's probably the biggest song I've ever produced, like just numbers wise and everything. Congratulations with Post Malone.
Oh shit, I didn't know that was. Yeah, that's crazy.
I've been fucked with Post for a minute, like even before that. So, he had called me. I came to the studio one day, and the Olympics were going on. So, and like I said, like Post is a great guy. I love him. Beautiful human. So like,
it's crazy how good of a guy he is. Actually.
Yeah, you feel me? So people like that, it's like the music will just make itself, because we in there just being pure humans. So like, we in there, we vibing. Shout out Frank Dukes. I did that with Frank Dukes and Louis Bell. Louis was recording, Frank was in there. And the same day, I was supposed to pull up on Quavo the same night in the studio, because when I'm working and stuff, I might see 2, 3 people in one night, just move around. So I'm supposed to pull up on Quavo after that. So he had called me already while I'm in there with Post, and he like, man, where you at? What you doing? I'm like, man, I'm in here with Post. So I had put a Post to the side. I said, man, you ever did a song with Quavo? He like, nah, that would be dope though. I was like, man, he just called me like, you good if he pull up? Cause like, this still your session. I'm not just finna have somebody like, come over here. I'm not finna be that dude. You know what I'm saying? You might not be on that vibe. Hell yeah, of course. So told Quavo pull up. He pulled up. And me and Frank in there making the beat. Me, Frank, and Lewis were working on the beat. And Post is just writing some stuff. And like, I remember the Olympics was on the TV. And just how the music was sounding, it just sounded like some champion shit. And I had said out loud, I remember saying, I was like, we need to make some stuff. Whatever song we make, that shit need to sound like how this shit look. So he just ended up going, Post laid his shit down. Even while the beat going, you see Quavo already putting his shit together in his head. And it just all came together. And I remember like when the song was done, we played it 1,000 times and everybody's just in there like, what the fuck?
That's a fucking dope story, bro.
Yeah.
Like when we go in the studio, we won't even think about it too hard. It's just like, we'll go over there, fuck around. Like, you know, maybe a song will come out of it, that'll come out. Maybe nothing will ever come out, but it's just like we vibing. And everybody's intentions was pure. So we was just in there vibing and it ended up being, yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, even that shit going diamond plat being in my house, I'm like, man, what the fuck? I could have easily not pulled up to the studio that night or just being like,
Yeah.
caught him the next day or, you know what I'm saying? That's why you never know.
How quickly does that song get made? Like, how quickly does like Quavo step in and then just lay down his
I feel like
verse?
from making the beat to recording the whole song.
You guys made the beat that night too?
Yeah, we made the beat on the spot. Like while we're making the beat, like Post is like putting the song together, like writing the song type thing. They're both like doing the song, like as we're making the beat, they're like making the song. Then once the beat is ready, they just recorded their parts. And I'm not sure how long they dropped it after. It maybe like some months or something, maybe a few months. It's his song and like for his album and shit. So like can't just be like, yo, Post drop this song tomorrow. Like I'm working on so much different shit. I'm not even thinking about it. Like till I just see an email like, okay, they finna drop it. Even when they said they was finna drop it, I'm like, cool. I'm not looking at it like, oh, it's finna be this huge diamond record. I'm like, okay, cool. It's another good song. It's like tunnel vision. It's like, okay, that's done. I'm grateful for it. It's a blessing, but I'm not stuck on it. You feel me?
How about Bad and Bougie? You were working
Yeah.
on that one too, right?
Yeah, hell no. No idea at all. I mean, I knew it was hard. You know, I knew it was hard, but like, it'd be hard to gauge like how shit's gonna perform. There's so many variables that go into that. It'd be time. It'd be what's going on. It'd be how it comes out. It'd be so many different things. So like, even that, I just text Offset a few beats. He was recording his stuff at home. And I remember he had texted a song back. I was like, oh, damn, this shit's hard. He had text 2 songs back. He sent that and No Complaints back. And I was like, damn. I was like, these shits is hard. So we was just always playing the song. I always listen to it in the studio and everybody would like react well to it. But I never like would have guessed like, oh, number one, this, that. But you know, it's a blessing. As a producer with my ear, like I'll know like, okay, they'll fuck with this or like this shit is hard, but I don't never know like,
Numbers wise.
yo, this going top 10. Like, it's just like, oh, this shit dope. When shit do happen, like, it'd be a blessing and a surprise. It'd be like, oh, damn, like, that's what's up. It never appealed to me like that, I guess because I'm older. I mean, I'm 29, but on top of that, I'm an old soul, so I feel like I'm like 50-something. But I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it's TikTok, some bullshit. Like, I embrace it. I'm like, that's hard. Like, young folks going crazy with shit. So it'd be that, and I just don't, everybody I know tell me how addicting it is. I don't need another app on my phone. I'm just, like, I just don't need that for me. It's already enough of that already. Like,
I only open it when I'm posting on our account, and then I don't
Bro,
consume TikTok.
some
Little brothers and sisters on it a lot.
nah. My youngest brother, he's 8, so he ain't got no phone. He don't need one. My sister,
Yeah,
she's
way
12.
too young.
She an old soul too. She be on YouTube really. She like do like Marvel edits on YouTube. That's her thing. She does it. She's 12. She turns 13 next month. And she's big on that.
Crazy when you see the kids like they're like 4 now and they're like they have like
Yeah.
a phone and they're just like
Yeah, but my little brother
That's
who's
so
8,
bad.
he don't have a phone, but he has a iPad he be on all the time. He'll play games most of the time or he'll be on YouTube like watching like Mr. Beast and shit. He'll watch people play video games And I always tell him, I'd be like, bro, you don't know how crazy it is to me. Like, nobody's ever watching nobody play a video game. Nigga, it's my turn. Like, we used to hate watching niggas play the game.
You gotta
Like,
be into the
give
game.
up the controller. Like, it's my turn. Play.
If you're really into the game, though, like, you appreciate someone watching it that's like nasty at it. Like, when I was really into COD, I would like watch sometimes people stream on Twitch because like they're just so nasty. One more thing we didn't talk about was like how is working with Morgan Freeman. I noticed did you not give yourself any lines in that script with Morgan? Like, were you like intimidated like acting with him?
No, it's so crazy. When we shot it, I had a few lines and I did say some lines.
And what, you just wanted to ask him?
Nah, it was Gibson Hazard, who directed it. We had a cut. I had some lines in it. And it's not even like I fucked it up or whatever. It was just regular. Like, I did well. I feel like I did well with but seeing that and then just seeing it without me saying nothing, I was just like, it was just so much harder.
Mysterious, yeah.
Yeah, you know, because like I've seen this ongoing thing online where like people always be like, yo, I've never heard Metro talk. Or I watch on these comments, they're gonna be like, yo, this is the first time I heard Metro talk. Like, people always say that. So I just thought it's so cool to like just have that big of a presence and impact on. Yo, he didn't say nothing. After it came out, everybody told me the whole time, like, yo, this shit was crazy and you ain't say nothing the whole time.
Whose idea was that whole concept and shit?
Man, Gibson, man. Like, he's crazy, bro. Like, it was like 2 years ago, I remember and like the way his mind works, he just be like, so when he was telling me like the whole vision, everything, like how he verbally said to me, is how he edited and ended up. Yeah, and then you're gonna be on the top of the pyramid, then you're gonna pull out and you're gonna drive out the fucking shit and go down the shit and that's gonna be a fire truck. And I was just hearing that first while seeing it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds crazy. Like, hell yeah, let's do it. But then when he did it, I'm like, oh shit, this is exactly what you said it would be and better and more. So yeah, that was him.
Were you intimidated working with Morgan Freeman? Like, what was he like meeting him?
Tell
us that.
Legend, bro, just in the presence of I ain't felt like that really in front of too many people, probably in front of anybody ever. Just like this go way back beyond music. Like, come on, we grew up watching and hearing Morgan Freeman. Even having him on Savage Mode 2, like his vocals, that was one thing. I was just like, damn. But then like to shoot something and like really be acting, like doing scenes with him and just chopping it up in between, man, he's cool, bro. He's so cool, like just funny. I feel like he be trolling.
I mean, it's Morgan Freeman. If
like,
he says something to you, like he could.
Why
like,
did he say
I feel
something
like
to you?
he
Did
knows
he hit on
that.
your
I
fit
feel
or
like he
something?
knows that. No, it's just certain shit he would just say on set, and it'd be like everybody gets serious, and it's like everybody stiffing up, and like over time, and just certain shit he would say, I'd be like, I know what you're doing. Like, you know, this is how we all perceive you. And it's like he's just playing with it, having fun with that. Like, but
what, he's like narrating shit or like saying some powerful shit?
Just certain shit, bro. Like, not even that, but just it'd be certain shit, and he would be like, they ask him to do something, he'd be like, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? I'm in Shawshank Redemption. He said that like 10 times that day. But like over time, like I know it's like that was just his humor, like. But because he knows how serious of a figure and voice and just presence he has, like if he says something, even if it's a joke, it's like everybody's just all wondering, like, is he joking or is he serious? I remember we was in between scenes one time and we just stand next to each other. Like we would just chop it up in between scenes. And we were like side by side because we had to like act like we were looking out over the city. And he had just turned like this and he had looked and he was like, how do you make all that music with them tiny ass ears? And then I was just like, that let me know, like I knew I was like, nah, see, you be trolling, bro. So I was like, I told him instantly, I said, bro, it's so crazy you saying that because back in school, like, I don't want to say get made fun of, like I was getting bullied or something, but like when niggas would crack jokes, that'd be their go-to. Like they always talk about like how small my ears are. People always done said that for years. So when he said it, I was like, oh, you funny. But nah, that was crazy. Thank you guys, man. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, man.
So
Sure.
much.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you, bro.
Man, appreciate you guys.
No, bro.
Yeah, they not bullshit.